All right, welcome to Dutch Death Metal. Thanks for subscribing to Vampire Choir channel and following the gems from my collection. So, starting with Acrostichon, Engraved in Black album from the Netherlands is recommended. Altar, Youth Against Christ. It's a very good album. The ones I recommend from Asphyx is The Last One on Earth, the Cenotaph EP, and The Rack. They have lots of good albums. The later albums are great too, but the essentials are the ones that I'm showing in this video. The band Beyond Belief. It's totally underrated. Ray of the Abyss. And their album Towards the Diabolical Experiment. Next up, the band Blur, In My Embrace. On Witch Hunt Records. The band Burial, Relinquished Souls. The band Castle, self-titled. Oh, it's a total gem. Rippin' Death Metal is Centurian, Lieber Zarzax. That's a great one. Kind of like Rebellion and Christian. Deicide. Ceremony. Tyranny from Above album. It's on Cyber Music. Creepmime. A lot of people show the debut album, but it's really Chiaroscuro that is the excellent album from them. Really underrated. Another underrated band is Cremation, this Retaliation. This is a self-release. Cremation. Some excellent Dutch death metal right there. Ripping Fast is Deadhead, The Feast Begins at Dawn. Very somber album called Delirium. Zoo. Look at that spelling. ZZ, triple O, from Delirium. It's an excellent death doom right there. Nice and gurgly and heavy. Nice and brutal. Dissect, Swallow Swarming Mass. Okay. Next I'm going to move this to adjust the lighting. Ecocide, Eye of Wicked Sight. This is self-released from Ecocide. It's a little bit more modern, and it sounds awesome. I mean, if you like, Sluggathor, perhaps, from Finland, just really good. Another one that's just like that, slow and doomy and beautiful, is Eria Dior, The Black Well. This is an amazing album. A rare gem. Sounds beautiful. Hyper and heavy, kind of like Seance of Sweden, perhaps, is Eternal Solstice, Horrible Within. And then the Eternal Solstice and Mourning split. That's a death metal gem. Eternal Solstice, Mourning. It's a great album. Now the band God Dethroned. We got two of them that I really like. The Grand Grimoire. And then the other album is The Christ Hunt. That's the original edition on Shark Records. The Christ Hunt. That's what the back looks like. And then Gorefest. So when you think Dutch death metal, Gorefest. Love the album Race is really good. The Eindhoven Insanity is essential and the best probably live death metal album of all time. Their unbelievably produced, Colin Richardson produced False album sounds so amazing. And their Mind Loss album. This came out on a couple different record labels. I think I have 2 editions. This one is on Nuclear Blast. Looks like that. Okay. Letting the sun get away from us. Next, Houwitser. That's a nice, gripping album. Members of Sinister. And if you think you need a nice kick in the ass, Houwitser. The album is called Death But Not Buried. It's the only one I have from them. It's amazing. Rare gem called Memoriam From Beyond album. In Memoriam From Beyond, self-release. Awesome gem. Another rare gem, hard to get and just awesome, is Inquisition, The Calling. And then we've got Inquisitor, Walpurgis of Lust. And Shiver Records. Mangled, Perish. Another nice, brutal, old school gem. Mangled, Perish. It's on Wild Rags Records. Split from Monastery and Anarchus. I like this one. It's a nice classic demo put to CD. Slap a Ham Records. Another one of my absolute favorites is Mystic Charm, Shadows of the Unknown. The original edition on Shiver Records. It's an awesome CD. Female vocals, by the way. Neocaesar is Mike from Suffocation. I'm sorry, Mike from Suffocation. Mike from Sinister did Neocaesar. This is the band self-edition. And it's called 1111. It's a really good death metal. Sounds like Sinister, and it sounds amazing. Pentacle. The only album that I kind of like from them is The Fifth Moon. I've tried some of their other stuff. Fifth Moon sounds awesome. Pestilence. Testimony of the Ancients. It's on RC Records. Consuming Impulse. Van Drunen vocal. Just so killer. Malleus Maleficarum from Pestilence. It's on RC Records. That's some nice, older, brutal stuff. Phlebotomized. Immense, Intense Suspense from Phlebotomized. That one came with the white bottom inlay tray. The Preach Eternal Gospels from Phlebotomized. That's nice and low and heavy, like Dissect, like some of the Finnish bands. Polluted Inheritance, Ecocide. That's on West Virginia Records. Rare gem called Profane. The album Pain. Just, excellent produced. Sounds amazing. The super heavy Putrefied. The Putrid Remains. That's super heavy. And then their album called Body Bits. They're just terribly brutal. Putrefied. It's an underrated, brutal death from Netherlands. Real gorgeous album. Very reminiscent of The Gathering is Sad Whisperings, their album Sensitive to Autumn. I guess I'm reminded of The Gathering because this is also on Foundation 2000. Gorefest Mind Loss was on Foundation 2000, and yeah, this is a really nice kind of gothic. The ultra brutal Severe Torture, Misanthropic Carnage. I actually have this in a slimline case, the Severe Torture. And then Feasting on Blood from Severe Torture. I thought that was nice and brutal and heavy. And then the stuff I like from Sinister is going to be Afterburner album. So early Sinister rules, and somebody pointed out Afterburner album to me, and Afterburner is a very good Sinister album. It's got some great riffs and great songwriting, just like the earlier stuff. Aggressive Measures, I think, is underrated. I think this album just rips, and it's just amazing, is Aggressive Measures. So, yeah, absolutely one of my favorite Sinister. A lot of people are fans of Hate. Hate is a good album. And, of course, their Bastard Saints EP. Sounds really good. Diabolical Summoning. Across the Sticks. It's one of the top of all time. All the Sinister and their demos. You know, these are all gems. Netherlands gems. Soulburn. Feeding on Angels. Sounds very, very good. That's, again, Drunen on vocals. It's a great album. Soulburn. Spina Bifida. It's a type of disease, by the way, of the spine, Spina Bifida. And this is the name of the album. And this is the original at Poker Records of France. And Spina Bifida is really good. Another one that's great is Supreme Pain, their Divine Incarnation. I'm having trouble seeing this. Finally, Thanatos. I got 2 albums from Thanatos on Shark Records, and then Emerging from the Netherworlds. And then Ungolianth, just a rare gem.